Lili could not wake me up in time for the normal stream time today, okay? Like, babe, wake up, new stream has to drop. I know. Okay, I'll come back soon. Alright, you sleep well, honey. Would you take a political bribe to get out of Moncton? I would do anything up to, but not including killing another person to get out of Moncton. I draw the line at that. So if you had to permanently paralyze a person to get out of Moncton, would you do it? Are they from Moncton? Because if so, then yes, because they deserve it. No Canadian hockey team will ever make it to Stanley Cup playoffs in your lifetime, but you can move anywhere in the world you want. Easiest deal of my life? I don't give a shit about that. Do not care. Like, yeah, that's easiest deal of my life. Yeah, for sure. I couldn't tell you the last time a Canadian hockey team even made the Stanley Cup playoffs. Like, I don't care about that. Oh, I think you guys might be right about my social awkwardness, by the way. I was doing some yard work the other week. I was outside, and one of the bushes that we have in our backyard, like half of it has died, and it was overgrown before it died. So I went outside with this little handsaw that I have, and I was sawing through, because it was like really thick branches. You can't just snap it. It was so tough. So I was out there and I was sawing away at these big thick branches to get it out. There was like, I don't know, like 12 of them that I had to cut through, and some of them, like, I couldn't get to the base without cutting some of the smaller parts off. It was taking like a couple minutes of sawing to get through these branches. So I'm there sawing away, I'm about halfway through the work, and then the next door neighbor just appears. I've seen this guy once since we moved in, and we've been here for a while. He just appears, looks over at me, and says, that saw's not very good for that. I'm like, okay. He's like, I have a better saw if you want. You could have it. You could borrow it for this. And I'm like, no thanks. I'm having... I said this. No thanks. I'm having fun with the one I have. and just went right back to sawing. In my defense, I was trying to just get out of this conversation as quickly as possible because I don't want to be indebted to the saw, man. You know, like, who knows where that would have gone. Actually belongs in Moncton. Fuck you. Fuck you. You can't stare into Moncton for so long before Moncton starts staring back at you. Okay, let me counter this with a badass moment I had, alright? I had a badass moment, alright? I'm standing upstairs in the bathroom, and I notice there's someone outside walking their dog, alright? So, she's walking down the street with her dog. The dog walks onto our yard. It was a big dog, squats down, takes a poop right in our front yard. She looks at it and keeps walking down the street, alright? I tap on the window from the bathroom, like fucking Walter White in the back of the car, like, whoa, 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 whoa. She looks up at the house because she hears the banging, and then she just kind of shrugs and walks on. I go downstairs really fast, like the kids were like, holy shit, never seen dad move that fast, and then open the door and yell down the street, excuse me, and she is still in earshot. She turns around, comes back, and I say, can you pick up after your dog, please? And she looks at me and says, I'm really sorry, I forgot my dog bag, I can't. And I had just walked the dogs fucking like 2 minutes before, whipped the dog bag out of my pocket and said, don't worry, I have one, and walked down the garden and gave it to her. There you go. There you go. And then I went upstairs and I watched her search for the dog shit for like 15 minutes from the window. She couldn't find it for so long. I was starting to think she was fucking with me. Oh no, where'd it go? Like, how is this a bad answer? Because I had the dog bag on me. It was so smooth. It was just like, whoa, don't worry, problem solved. I have one. Is this, yeah. This is insane. What's wrong? What the fuck? Did you tell her say thank you? No, I did pat her dog though. It was a very nice dog. It's not the dog's fault. Say thank you. So can we stop bringing up the say thank you story? Do you know how many people here have never been here for a stream and don't know the say thank you story? And now I'm gonna have to fucking say the say thank you story. It is my best story, but it's also my most painful story. Okay? Fucking hell. All right. It was pre-COVID. We ordered lunch. We ordered lunch online. My wife placed the order. My wife places the order. She goes upstairs shortly before the order arrives. It's important it was before COVID because we were still answering the door when it comes to getting the orders. I did not place the order. Delivery guy shows up, knocks on the door, I open the door, and because I didn't place the order, I don't know if he got tipped or if we have to tip him cash when he gets here. So I say to the delivery driver, did you get tipped online? And he says yes, gives me the food, and that's the transaction complete. My son, who was standing next to me, Finn, is there. So as he gives the food and turns around, I say to Finn, say thank you, and then the delivery driver, without looking back, said thank you. So in case the nuance of that is lost on you, from the delivery driver's perspective, he just delivered the food and some guy said, did we tip you? And then he said yes, and then he turned around and then the guy said, say thank you for the tip. And I kept repeating it as he was walking away to try and make it out that, you know, like, no, it's my kid, Finn, say fucking thank you to the guy. You're that one guy in your neighborhood? No, I'm not. I'm not the one guy in the neighborhood. We're quiet. We don't do anything. People just walk by. The fucking guy with the, like, saw the dog, and he's walking by one day as I'm out with the dogs, and he, like, comes over and says, hey, is that, like, some dog name? I can't remember what the name was. Is that Croshaw? And I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, I've heard of a dog that lives in the area that goes by that name, and I thought maybe this was the dog. And I'm looking at him like, what the fuck? Like, who are you? Like, who would do that? Who hears of a dog and sees a dog in the area and is like, is this the fabled dog I'm gonna ask? Like, who the fuck are you? You have a wasp guy? We had a wasp or a hornet's nest on the back deck. There was a Reddit comment someone linked me saying like, oh, Joe's not doing enough work, but he still has enough fucking, like, Twitch money to have someone come and remove wasps for him. I'm like, what the fuck do you want me to do, bro? Go outside with some fucking oven mitts on and do it myself? Like, I don't know what the, like, how is this upper class bullshit getting a wasp nest removed? Like, what? Like, this is what you're picking on? Like, what? He was like, oh, he did a story. He's like, he described in vivid detail, like that scene in fucking, like, in 999 when the guy explodes. It's one of those slow explosions. He described in vivid detail, like, yeah, I'm gonna spray some stuff in it, and it's gonna, they're gonna, fucking explode from the inside out, and, like, and then I'm gonna go and crush the nest, and it's kind of morbid, but haha, that's my job. I kill things, and I'm like, yeah, you too. I'm like, okay. I think it was that's the story. Yeah. What was that story? You found all the dead birds on the ground? That wasn't a story. That's just something that happened a couple times. I wonder if it's gonna happen again this summer. Every summer, there's a place somewhat nearby around a lamppost in a plaza parking lot where there are just, like, the collection of headless birds that I've seen, like, multiple times. At least once a year since we moved here. Maybe it didn't happen last year. There's, like, a little collection of, like, headless pigeons on the ground, like it's like a shrine at the bottom of this lamppost in this parking lot plaza. And yeah, I don't know why there are so many headless birds in that area specifically. Yeah, it's happened. I don't think it happened. Maybe it didn't happen last summer. I can't remember. Like, not like, maybe you're imagining like a pile. I think it was like one time it was like 2 or 3, and I think the most that were there were 4. It's never been like a heap of headless birds, but yeah. Oh, only 4. So, you know, 4 is still weird enough that I'm telling the story, but like, it's not like it was like, you know, an Assassin's Creed bird pile that you can, like, you know, soften a landing. Can you tell the say thank you story again? My girlfriend wasn't in the room. Thanks. No, I'll tell her later. Don't worry. Final Fantasy. I played a bit of 11, but I played a Catgirl, and the guild I joined, like, after like gaming with them for weeks, revealed that they thought I was a girl IRL, and I just couldn't deal with the shame of telling them I wasn't, so I quit forever. That's not a joke. I think I felt a little creepy because there was another girl in the group, although maybe that wasn't true either. I don't know. There was another girl in the group, and she would talk to me all the time, and I think maybe it came out as like, you know, like, I can talk to you because you're the only other girl here, and I was like, oh. And then I just never went back. It was something like that. Just want you all to know 2 facts about my dog. Gatsby is glitched right now, so if any scientist wants to have a free source of energy, Gatsby is infinitely generating fur. I could pull fur off this dog forever, for the rest of my life, non-stop forever. He's a husky. This is important information. If anyone would like just like an infinite source of like material for energy, like he is breaking the laws of physics, like just infinite amounts of fur coming off this dog. Similarly to like same dog, he took such a big poop today that it took all 3 of my dog bags to pick it up, and I just want you all to know, all 3. I know, right? I know. Are you sure it's a dog? I'm sure. Do you not carry a dispenser with a whole roll? No, I take 3 out with me. We have 3 dogs, and I usually like take the boys out first. And if I need to, like, I always try and keep 3 dog bags on me at all times. So like, if I take the dogs out, the boys out first, and they use a bag, I'll get another one when I come back inside. I'm so sorry you said this in the middle of the poop convo. What do you mean? What'd I do? I'm able to get off my antidepressants for the first time in 3 years. Pog, thanks for always being here for the entertainment and much more. Anu, the poop talk is part of the entertainment. What the hell? Like, what? Why are you making me talk like Northern Lion? Like, I'm glad to help you with that, Cheddar. I hope that goes well for you. Seriously. The boys roped me into starting another save in Terraria on the computer upstairs, and I played that for about an hour. And let me tell you, that was go here, do this, dig that, build this. Why don't you do this? Why don't we build this house? This. Go talk to there. Go over there. Run over there. Like, just like chat, like my boys backseating me, like you all were, like when we played like Terraria. I think you're gonna like whatever game you play next a lot. I brought the boys downstairs to play the game that we're making, and they broke it. And they were so happy. Daddy, did I find a glitch? I'm like, yeah, you did. I asked Kate who her favorite character in Paw Patrol is, who her favorite pup is, and she said Sky, and I was like, don't you think that's a little bit of a basic choice? And she said no, and I'm like, okay. She's owning it. Lili told me that she was trying to teach her some math yesterday, and she's like, okay, Kate, let's start to do a math lesson. And Kate just said, no, I don't think so today. No, thank you. Maybe tomorrow we do it. I'm at the bed really half-assed today. I feel kind of bad about it. In my defense, I feel like the bed-making economy is a little lopsided in this house, okay? Not to throw some Lili shade on you guys, alright? But let's throw some Lili shade. Alright. I only use 1 blanket. I have an blanket. Lili has 3. 3 blankets. So, if I'm the last one up, I have to deal with 4 blankets. 3 of which aren't mine. Cozy as fuck your point? I just said my point. Use dull vets, Joe? I don't know. Do I look like I know what a dull vet is? Is a duvet just a really big blanket? Okay, here's a life hack for when you're sharing a bed with someone. You need your own blanket. None of this share a blanket bullshit. Highly recommend you each have your own blanket. Just trust me on this one. You want your own blanket. A shame you seemed an honest man. What the hell? Just a normal streamer. Do you also have problems like controlling your body temperature? I'm just forever fucking uncomfortable when it comes to like I'm too hot, I'm too cold. Usually I'm too hot. Like just forever uncomfortable with this sort of shit. Like I need like it's a mystery to solve every single night of how many of my body parts need to be sticking out of the blanket in order to be like warm in the places that need to be warm and cold in the other places. Being cold is I prefer to be too cold as well. Yeah, I agree. Even on Canadian winter? Yeah, even on Canadian winter. So real if my AC heating is just 1 or 2 degrees off what I'm used to, I just can't fall asleep. Yeah, I prefer to be on the chillier side, which explains the 3 blankets that Lili had. doesn't it? Siri, what's the difference between a blanket and a duvet?
According to Casper, a duvet is a type of blanket with interchangeable covers. The insert is made up of a quilted shell filled with natural or yes. A duvet is a type of blanket with interchangeable covers.
Alright, I think that we have a duvet. We don't have a blanket. I have a duvet. Does Lily have 3 duvets? No, she has 1 duvet and then 2 blankets. I think from the classification that we're going with.
Well done.
Do you wash your blankets? I need to know. Yeah, of course. After every use. We treat them like towels. Yeah, after every use. Yeah, after every time that I channel Bill Nye the... I don't know how often we wash the blankets. I think we change the sheets at least once a week. Maybe it's twice a week. I don't know, but I think the blankets get washed less than the sheets for sure. So the towel thing, I wash after every other use. That's respectable. That's fine. But my roommates wash towels like once a month. What are your thoughts on this? It's really gross. It's really gross. Not good. Scotland stinky, me no likey. True, by Sam an unintellectual. I'm half Scottish, so I'm allowed to make this fan art. I'm half Scottish, so I'm allowed to appreciate it. You, however, are not allowed to laugh unless you have some kind of familial relation to Scotland or live there. Also, you aren't allowed to laugh if you don't find it funny. I don't make the rules. Mother was Scottish, born in Glasgow. I've been to Glasgow quite a bit, hated it. Grandparents are Scottish, born in Glasgow. Actually, I don't know if they were both born in Glasgow. Maybe one was born somewhere else, I'm not sure. And I'm born in Wales, so I'm not one of these, like, far Westerners that says, you know, like, I'm Irish, because my great-grandparents were Irish, and I've never been there. If you had a relative that was born in Ireland and you interacted with them a lot, I think that's fine at that point. Why is Glasgow so bad? Just typical city things? It was just kind of a shithole. Glasgow is the only place that I've been that I legitimately was almost killed. I've almost died quite a few times, but in Glasgow is the only place I was almost killed because a bunch of feral kids ran into the street when we were on a bus. Me and my cousins were on a bus. I don't know why we were on a bus. One of them was from Glasgow. He lived there, and he was like showing us around, I guess. And a bunch of feral kids came out. They were like, I don't know, in my memory, they were like 9 and 10, but maybe some of them were older. There was like 20 of them, and they were all drunk, because again, they were kids in Glasgow, and they were 9 and 10. And they started throwing bricks through the bus windows. And you might be like, oh, ha ha ha, they just threw a brick through a window and ran away. No, they all had bricks. They waited until the bus stopped at a bus stop. They planned this. They ambushed the bus, ran out, and threw bricks through pretty much every single window that was on the bus. And after a couple of them broke the window, the bus driver, who had started slowly petering off from the stop they were at, stopped the bus to be like, what's going on? And some Scottish guy started shouting, what the fuck you stopping for? Keep going, you fucking ball bag. I'm probably adding the ball bag. And I just remember my cousin grabbing me and like pushing me casually down, like, put your head down, while he stayed up looking to see where the bricks were coming so he could Dark Souls fucking QTE he dodged them. Because, like, he was like, this just happens to him, so he was just like what? Like, I'm good with this, I know what to do. like this is not an irregular occurrence for my cousin. I don't know if he was just trying to be macho or whatever, but yeah, that's what happened. So I remember, and I don't understand, maybe something else hit me and I thought it was one of the bricks, but I remember one of them hitting me in the back after it came through the window, and it didn't hurt. So I wonder if someone else just kind of fell on me after they got hit by a brick or something. That explains a lot. My weeb! It's my back, not my head! But yeah, that's the only time I feel like I've almost been, like, killed, rather than, you know, just passively almost died because of a mistake. That's my most scary Glasgow experience. Yeah. Oh no, that's not true! I got assaulted when I was, in Wales, in Cardiff. I got assaulted when I was 14, 15? A couple of drunk, like, actual full-on men. We're talking like they were in their 30s, I think. They were drunk and they were walking down the street. It was on my street. Like, I was across the street from my house with my friends. And they started, like, causing trouble. And we just kept walking. We're like, we're not going to deal with them. We were a bunch of kids. It was me and my friends were out walking. And one of them like ran up in front of us and like put his arms out like a T-pose right in front of us, but leaning forward. Like, you know, cigarette still in his mouth somehow as he's doing this maneuver. He ran in front of us and like he put that up to stop us. And me and my friend who were leading the group, just in the front of the group, there were 6 of us. It was 3 boys and 3 girls. And we kind of like walked into his arms spread out in the T-pose. And he was so much bigger than us that we stopped. And then the other part of their group, the other man, came up behind us, and I don't know if he had like something in his knuckles or he just had such a hard punch, but he punched me full force right in the back of my head. Like, put your fist behind your ear and then move it up maybe like, I don't know, 4 inches right on the back of my head right there. So I turned around. No, that explains a lot. There you go. There, this one was a head weave, so yeah, this one makes sense. And I turned around and I just looked at him and I just said, why the fuck did you do that? Or what the fuck was that for? One of those two. This was a long time ago, okay? One of those two. And they were drunk, so the guy was just kind of standing there almost looking at me kind of like wobbly, kind of like even he doesn't really know why he did that. So I go in, I just immediately just walk across the street because I was right outside my house. And I go into my house, and I think they realized as soon as I opened the door that I lived there, and they just ran away. And my dad and my uncle were with my mom in our kitchen in the house, and I walk into the kitchen, and I'm like, I just got hit in the head. Some guy outside just hit me in the head. And my friends are behind me, and my dad and my uncle, my mom thought we were kidding. We were doing a prank. And then I put my hands on the back of my head, and I pull my hand out, and I have like blood all over my hand because like it was a really bad punch. And then they're like, that's ketchup. And then my mom saw the look on my faces of my friends, and they realized that like they were like sheet white, like they weren't, like it wasn't a prank. And then my dad and my uncle like bolted out of the house and around to see if they could find them, and they didn't. But yeah, sorry to go into a long ass story. I just wanted to like not hate on Glasgow when Cardiff was apparently just as bad. I completely forgot about that. Holy shit. I still have a little scar on the back of my head from that. Rachel Amber. All right, I need hold on one second. This is not worth it, by the way. This is not worth it. I can't find a picture of this girl. They added Rachel Amber to Paw Patrol, and I don't know the character's name. So I'm googling new Paw Patrol characters and it's not coming up. Like, they were watching Paw Patrol, and this new character showed up on the screen. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's Rachel Amber. And I've been wanting to tell you about it, and I just remembered now because someone brought up Rachel Amber. Where the fuck is she? Best joke that took more than 5 minutes to set up. Oh shit, that's it. Yeah. That's, oh my god, that's Rachel Amber. That's Rachel Amber. Thank you, Chatter. It's Cassie. That's her. That's the one I saw. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's Rachel Amber. Look at her face. She has Rachel Amber's face. She does. Yeah, that's Rachel Amber's face. No, what do you mean no? I'm mad now. Look at it. Look at it. It's fucking Rachel Amber. It's Rachel fucking it. Look at it. Look at it. Right? It is. Not at all. What do you mean not at all? I'm sorry. Were you expecting Paw Patrol to have like Life is Strange graphical style? Gollum agrees. Enough people in chat see it that I feel vindicated. There you go. Who's Rachel Amber? How do you not know who Rachel Amber is? She's a human chameleon. Gollum looks more like Rachel Amber. Sorry, Joe. So you want to fuck Gollum? What the f... Hey, Lily. Lily, do you think Cassie from Paw Patrol looks like Rachel Amber from Life is Strange 1?
Sure.
Alright, thank you, Lily.
Did I say it convincingly? Or do you need more conviction? Sure.
Moment has passed. Ruined it for everybody.
Joke's on you, I've been watching the stream.
Oh,
I already saw this conversation.
and yet she didn't say it with more conviction. God damn, she just owned me. Oh damn.
What
What is the best written game you've ever played? Disco Elysium, hands down. Not even any competition. Nothing comes close. Really, really, really. Yep. Nothing even comes close. If you do want a number 2 after that, that's not close to it, but still pretty good. I would probably say New Vegas. What games has the writing closest to your writing style? Disco Elysium. What about the worst written game with the best gameplay? Genshin Impact.
Maybe I would if you'd stop being vague.
Soma, third place. Soma's up there, yeah. Soma has a really, really good story. What's wrong with the story in Genshin? I don't know. I skip all of it. And there's been no beginning of any line has ever convinced me that that's a bad decision. So hypothetically, what language would you like to have learned? Probably French. That's the one that makes the most sense. Why? Because I live in Canada. Should have been Japanese. If I could wave a magic wand and just know a language, then maybe Japanese would be one of them. But I don't. The reason why that's a different answer is because I even with time, I don't think I'm capable of learning how to speak Japanese. Although I think I could learn how to speak French with enough time. But yeah, knowing how to speak Japanese might help with work. Someone asked if I was single, would I date a femboy? I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know. I would have to be in a situation. Sorry if that's a bad answer, but I don't know. I'm pretty straight, so I don't know. I think sexuality in general is pretty fluid, and I think that the way I feel about my sexuality is probably a lot of it is like social convention being forced in or whatever, but without being in a situation, I really don't know. Try to be pretty aware of like of biases and like I don't know if this is a bad take, but I'm a lot more attracted to femininity than I am just knowing that it's a woman, like, if that makes sense. I hope that distinction is okay. Maybe it's a little bit of a crude way of saying it. I'm trying to think of a way that I could explain this without sounding like a creep, but it's like, it is a very sexist kind of thing to go through, but then I've never been in the situation where it would still be the genitalia that I don't like. Oh my god, I'm saying this so badly. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Like, I don't know how I would act, and I'm not saying it would be like oh, gross or whatever. I'm saying I really legitimately just don't know. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. Have you read Dune? No, I've had sex. I'm sorry. No, I haven't. I have not read Dune. Sorry, I'm channeling some anger because I got owned so hard once, and I will never forget this ownage that was there. I was in some group, I can't remember if it was a school thing or whatever, and I pulled out a book from my bag, and it was a big book. There was a girl in the group, and before she had seen what the book was, she was like, oh, gonna read some Dune? And I was like, what? And she's like, is that a Dune book? It's so big. And I was like, no. And it was a John Irving book. And I was like, no, it's not a Dune book. And she's like, oh, you look like the kind of guy that would read Dune. And I was so pissed. So pissed. I probably have not read as much as you think I have, because I haven't had time to read for a long time. Bring your device to the toilet, idiot. That's my Sudoku time! Fuck you! Or my Tears of the Kingdom time. Take 2 shits at once. I love the Robin Hobb series where the guy that gets disowned for being fat. That premise was just so funny to me. I've read that too, yeah. Soldier Son trilogy, right? I've read that too. And there's that whole end of the half of that first book where it becomes like fucking Harry Potter for a while. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, that was a weird series. I don't know if I liked that or not, but it was very odd. Yeah. And like he gets cursed by some like wildling magic that like when you need to eat and have a lot of fat in order to have energy reserves to cast your magic. So they have this whole society built around fattening people up that can use magic and revering them as kind of gods. It's really weird. And so he gets cursed by these people to become one of them. And like his dad is like just convinced that he's like slipping food in his room, so he like locks him in his room and like starves him, and then he like it's this huge conspiracy that the servants must be bringing you food because you keep gaining weight even though I'm not letting you eat. Like, it's just Like, it's really fucked up. That was. I'm surprised someone else has read the book. That was a weird book. The author's thinly disguised fetish? I don't think so. Maybe. I don't think so, though. What? Yeah, some books are weird, chat. I recommend The Jaunt by King. Good short read if you haven't. See, I have a problem with The Jaunt. And the problem with The Jaunt... Okay, spoilers for The Jaunt, alright? Here's my problem with The Jaunt. I like it. I think it's very terrifying and it sticks with you. It is a very compelling concept. However, I feel like... Spoilers... When the kid comes out of the teleport, I don't even think he should be capable of speech. Like, I don't even think he would remember his dad to be able to say it's longer than you think, Dad. That's what I mean. Like, and that little problem kind of sticks in my mind a little bit, even though I still do like the story. If you don't know the short story, you don't care about spoilers because you tabbed out or whatever. The Jaunt is about humanity develops a way to travel through time, or not travel through time, travel through space instantaneously. However, they find out that if you go through the teleport, your consciousness goes through real time, the time it took you to go from point A to point B, no matter what the length is. So when you're talking about like interstellar distances, you might have to have like your consciousness just floats through the air doing nothing for that long of a distance, which would just drive you insane. So what they do is that whenever you go through a teleport, they sedate you, and it's very important that you get sedated so you're not conscious for that transfer, which I think they call the Jaunt or whatever. I think that's where the title comes from. So you don't have to experience that. And a family goes through this one day, and the short story is as they're going through it, the son who's like, hey, let's see what happens. It can't be that bad. Doesn't like makes it so he doesn't get the sedative, and at the end, like, he is like a monster driven crazy because of how long his consciousness had to deal with that, and he's like, it's longer than you think, Dad, it's longer than you think. That's the end line, and it's really good. It's a really good short story, but there's always been kind of a problem with that. Like, with that amount of time, I don't even think he would be capable of speech at the end. How do you sedate someone for that long? Well, it's the body has to be sedated for that long, not the consciousness. Like, as long as you're sedated in the time that you before you go under, I think it just like wipes it out for the whole effect. I would totally do that. It can't be that bad. The fact that the society in the Jaunt didn't have a system in place to make absolutely sure that the Jaunters were unconscious is kind of unbelievable to me. Is it? I see where you're coming from, but like, are you forgetting the society you live in right now? Is it? like I feel like that's coming from a place of I would like the world to make sense, and I definitely am guilty of that myself when it comes to thinking about things. Like, one of the biggest and harshest lessons that I've learned in my life, and I have to keep relearning over and over and over and over again, is that I am the insane person for thinking that other people need to make sense. Did you read It by Stephen King? Fucked up ending? I haven't, and I don't want to, because I don't know if I want to think that poorly of Stephen King for the rest of my life, because I know what happens at the end, and I can't imagine it's pulled off well. Maybe it is, I don't know. I just can't imagine it's pulled off well. If you know, you know. If you don't know, I'm not going to tell you. Ever read my Bunny Girl Senpai light novel? Of course. I don't think it held up to his earlier work, but, you know, it was pretty good. How do you feel about Kafka's work was published after his death without his consent? We talked about this a little bit before. I think after you're dead, and a certain time has passed, you don't really get to have a say anymore. Because you're dead, who cares? I mean, yes, but does legacy not matter at all? Well, I think a key part of what I said there that some people might gloss over a bit, I would too if I was listening to it, is as ends enough time has passed, like some time has passed. Like, I don't think like day one, you know, like he's just been put in the ground, let's publish those books. Like no, like I would say a couple decades, maybe 100 years. Like I don't know exactly where I would put it, but like a certain amount of time has passed. Okay, who cares? You know, like, this is totally Rachel Amber. Look, my brain just goes Rachel Amber as soon as she shows up on the screen. She's totally